Hello FlossTube, my name is Tamara, and in today's video I wanted to show you the first finished design of 2023, and what a design. And also a remade design, I mean like a debt I had from last year, and also an attempt to finish a design which was stitched earlier. And I want to show you my progress on Secret Santa by Lavender&Lace, this very one. And it's quite of a progress, I would say, because here you can see 80% of design stitched. It's just I finally had some time, the light is okay, and I decided that I would like to film it and tell you some details. And I don't know if I'll manage in this very video to make the insert with the ready work. I'll see how time will be for stitching. So since the last time I showed you the work, but last time I showed you the work it was just this ribbon, be careful, just this ribbon, it was 5%, so I advanced in 75%. This was before Christmas, I mean like before winter holidays, when it was a video with this design, and I said that I didn't have time to stitch it and I had very little and I didn't know how the stitching will go. The stitching went very well. Apparently I found time to stitch it, and the greatest surprise which I had is that this design is being stitched easily and quickly. Why surprise? Because I don't know why, I was sure that this design is being stitched very difficultly. Why? Because there will be a lot of mixed stitches and a lot of confetti. It proved that it's not like that. Apparently, I don't know, because you know, I after finishing this ribbon, I filmed it and I said that I'll try to stitch, and I had time starting to stitch. And I stitched this part of the wreath, whatever, how this one is called, you know, which comes like this. And I understood, here by the way, it's just the needle paints, the green colors needle paints. No green DMC are used in this design. And I understand that yes, this is the mixture. Then made this ribbon, made this part, and I made them because this gave me the opportunity to start the armchair, Santa's armchair. And the moment I started this armchair, I found the logics of stitching it. So I started with the color which has most stitches. Then I filled in with the next color which has less stitches, so on and so forth. I just stitched this one very quickly, went here, and the armchair was ready. Then I said, what if I will stitch like this part of the Santa? Again, it went very quickly, and here was when the magic was triggered, you know, because I had already the armchair, I had the Santa, and I said, what if I'm going to stitch next, and you know, parts were just being added very quickly. But I have to admit that except this design, this project, I haven't stitched anything else. So I haven't had any new projects, I haven't done anything else. So this, it's like a month, I think. It's not a month, no. At the moment I am filming this one, it's not a month, it's less than a month. And yeah, I stitched everything except, as I said, of this wreath or arch. I have to finish this one and to add the beads, because the beads are not being added here. So what should I say? There are like stitches, quarter stitches. The stitches are done in 2 threads. There are quarter stitches which come mostly on his like face, on his hands, on his hair, but they are logical, I would say. And there is back stitch, which I already done. I did it when finishing. For example, I stitched his face. There is back stitch here. I made the back stitch as well. I stitched his hand. Everything was stitched around. I stitched the back stitch here, so on and so forth. So all the back stitch is done. What else can I tell you? It's a very, very beautiful work design. So I am very happy that I was able to find the called for this design a needle paints thread. So the needle paints, actually I used the purple colors they are used in the armchair and in this is it called a stool? I don't know how it's called correctly. This one, you see, and the green shades are used for the Christmas tree and for this arch wreath which comes here, and that's it, you see. I have some needle paints which so for this design I was able to find the needle paints which the key asks for, but I had a lot of needle paints which were not new skeins, which I bought a few years ago on our eBay, and I was hoping that with the new skeins I have and with the lot I have, I will be able to stitch this design and the Celtic Summer, because Celtic Summer also has also by Lavender and Lace, which has this threads, and I still believe that these threads will be enough, because as using them so far, I noticed that they are very, how they say, lasting. So you don't use a lot of them when stitching. And they come by 10 meters. The skein is not 8 meters as DMC, but it's 10 meters. So far, I used almost all the colors. For example, the purple ones are already out of work because I used them just for this one. The whites are also taken out. By the way, his hair, beard, and the Santa hat, like here and here, they are stitched with a combination of Whisper, White Whisper W88, and DMC B5200. So you take one thread of this one thread of that one, and there is the feeling of fluffiness. And yes, there is the feeling of fluffiness. If you want, you can like even take a special thing and fluff it, you see. So I don't need this Whisper anymore, and the skein, the card was new, so I need it for another designs, so I'll keep it. Also, it requires 3 colors of Krainik. By the way, Krainik is number 8 braid, it's not 4. And that's why I would highly recommend you not to change the count of their design. It's the 28th count by the key, because if you're going to change them to 32nd, it's going to be quite difficult to stitch with this one, unless you're going to change the 8th number into 4. So this one, 203, it's required according to the key just one skein, and this one, it was used just in the carpet rug here. These 2 by key is indicated to buy 2, so 2 of 326 and 2 of 307. I bought like 2, but so far I haven't finished the first ones. I still need them, but I'll see if I'll really need the second one, and I'll tell you in the end. The thing is that Krainik is actually needed for this rug. Everything here is Krainik, by the way, and in these decorations, Christmas decorations everywhere, like on the Christmas tree and on this wreath it's going to be. But the thing is that you don't need so much. And yes, and we have a sparkling thread which you need. This is Rainbow Gallery, and you need Rainbow Gallery PB01, this one, and PB03, this one. They say that you should buy 2 of this one and 3 of this one. Again, I'm not sure that you'll need so much, because this one is used more, this one is used less. This one, the PB03, I had a card which was already started, and I said that I want to finish that one and then start a new one. Because except this one, I have more, so it will be enough. I have in stash. This one finished, so one PB03 finished, but it was started, you see. Speaking about PB01, I have 3 cards, and this one was new, and I finished it. So here I will be able to tell you if you really will need 3 cards. We'll see. So I still have to use this one. Speaking about DMC, the colors you need mostly is this red colors, 814, 815, 321, because they go like in the ribbon. If they will go in the ribbon everywhere, they went into Santa's pants, into Santa's this how do I say, socks, not socks, stockings, because socks are short, stockings probably. I adore these stripy stockings. And these colors, for example, which come for the hand and for the face, they go just here. They are not used anywhere else. The brown colors, they come like here. They are the legs of the armchair, legs of this mini chair, and his slippers, and that's it. So almost all the colors went out of work. What I have left to work with, it's this golden colors, these red colors, and the green ones. I think so. Yeah. And speaking about the beads, I'm going to do them in the end, because I am stitching this design. Didn't say about the fabric. I'm stitching it on the fabric, which is called By the Key. This is Skeshell linen by Zweigart. The color is Dorothy. I had my doubts before starting this design. I was thinking about changing it because I thought this one is too dark. But when but I bought it. So I bought this one, but I was thinking of changing on platinum. Platinum is lighter. But when all the threads for this design were put together, I had this fabric, I had the platinum, and I said, this fabric, according to the key, this one will go. And I don't regret a bit. It's amazing. And if you're going to stitch this design, try not to take, even if you are changing the fabric, you don't like this one, try not to take a white light fabric, because the magic of this one is on darker fabric. I think it would look also nice on raw linen, the usual raw linen. Also it can look nice, but not of the white. I don't know why. I think white will take away from the beauty and the magic of this design. Of course, till the end you'll decide, but this is my how to say, my opinion as a person who is stitching this design, and my view, how I see this design being stitched. Speaking about the beads, I said that I'm going to attach in the end, because this work I stitched on a hoop with a leg, which is from Elpsy, if I'm not, yes, it's from Elpsy, and I have it for some good years. I think 5 or 6 years I already have it. I stitched quite a lot of designs on this hoop, because why I'm saying this, because I was asked in the comments, that's why I want to answer. The diameter of this hoop is 25 centimeters, which means that you can stitch quite a big, quite big chunks, and I would say that it's good quality because it doesn't damage the fabric, and I am stitching on linen, which is not as Ida. And it doesn't damage when it goes, for example, I stitch this part and I go here. It doesn't damage the part which goes underneath, you know, like the hoop. I have even like a back stitch. I have, well, of course, except beads, because you cannot put beads like in the hoop. But everything else goes okay. It doesn't like damage it. That's why I'm stitching on it. I have a Lowry floor stand, but that one I'm using currently just when I'm stitching the chatelaine design, because I have a huge frame there, and otherwise it's impossible. I probably got used to the hoop, this hoop with a leg, because it's very, how to say, mobile, or I don't know how to say. It allows me to change my position, the position of my body, and I can stitch for a longer time. When I'm stitching like by the frame, which is on the floor stand, I get tired quicker. Get tired meaning that, for example, I stitch sometime I wake up, do something in the house, then come back, so I don't stay like hours in a row to stitch. Even if I'm doing this thing, my back hurts. So I cannot stitch as productively I mean like by the frame as I do on this hoop. That's why I'm thinking even buying a second one, because I have just one. You don't have, you know what's, you don't have to hold it in your hand as usual hoops, because it hurts your hand when you are holding. So it has this leg and it stands by itself, and you have both hands like free to do whatever you want, like to stitch whatever the quicker you want. That's why for me this is the perfect variant. And I think that's it. Let me show you some few details, and I hope that soon you'll see the ready work. So this is how Santa looks like. Look at the rug he has on the floor. Everything is stitched in Kreinik, which means great. He has a tray with chocolate chips, cookies, and milk. I even made the words here. Oh Santa, dear Santa, your work is all done, the presents are given, it's time for some fun. Relax by the fire, enjoy the bright tree, another year's over for V and for me. Look at this letter O. It's stitched in the true golden rainbow galleries. Magical. I adore this design, honestly. I honestly adore it. And the stripy stockings and his slippers. And the Christmas tree, by the way, I was thinking that, oh, I'm going to stitch this one so difficultly. You know what I did? Because this Christmas tree is stitched, I mean the green colors, which is the base of it, they are stitched with 4 shades of needle paints. I started with 2106, I mean like the darkest one, and like stitched the darkest one, the whole tree. Took the second one, because the most of the why the darkest one, because the most of cross stitches is with that one. So the color which has the most cross stitches was stitched the first, then the second, and the third, and then the fourth. Finished it and just stitched the decorations. So this one went way easier than I thought. Yes. And by the way, speaking about the beads, because I brought them here, according to the key, it's this red. You see, this is not sparkly, this is matte kind of. It's a 02063, this one. And it's this one, which I already had in my stash, 02011. It's from Whisper. This one I already had in my stash. And this one, you see, it's this kind of gold. And I was thinking, wow, when like getting ready with the materials, I thought that maybe this gold is going to be better. This is the classical 557. But when stitching the design, I understood why this one is needed, because this one is going to be added like everywhere here. So this is the sparkles, this is the magic. So no way I'm going to use this one. It will go away, and I'm going to use everything which is according to the key. So till the end I understood that Marilyn Levitt-Bloom, the designer, she thought very well of everything actually, and like, I mean, the color of the linen, the beads to be used, the needle paints which add magic to this work. Yeah, everything was very well designed, so no changes. That's it, and I hope that you soon will see the ready stitched design. And here we are. The design is stitched. Yes, so this is the preview, and this is what I have. I will try to be, I think, short, because I told you a lot about the stitching of this design. Since last time I filmed it, I actually finished stitching this arch, ref arch, I don't know how to call it, and I attached the beads, and that's it. This was the last part of the work I had to do. Here it was just this ribbon, so I didn't use many colors. It was just the ribbon and, you know, like the garland, how it's called, garland? I don't know, here. And it was pretty quick, I would say. So this is a design for those who maybe didn't watch other videos. This is a design by Lavender&Lace. The designer is Marilyn Levitt-Bloom. This is design Lavender and Lace 54. You know that they have a number 54. I'm not sure which year is it from, because here, for example, it says copyright 2002, Told in a Garden. But I'm not sure if this was the last time when they released the last lot of charts, or it's the year when it was released for the first time. So I'm not sure about this one. I won't tell you for sure when the design was released. As a matter of fact, I stitched this design totally according to the key. Didn't intend to do it strictly, but how do I say? C'est la vie. Because the design by the key is recommended to be stitched on 28th of Cashel Zweigart 30, and I was sure that I won't stitch in this color because I thought it's too dark. But when I had the threads and I put the threads on this linen, I understood that this one is the perfect choice, so that's why I chose it. And honestly, I don't regret a bit, because I am deeply in love how this needle paints green colors, needle paints purple colors, and this deep red in the ribbon and the golden, how they look on this fabric is exceptionally nice. The key says that the stitch, the design is 177 stitches when on 225 stitches in centimeters, because I used to count in centimeters. I come from a country where we were taught and we think how they say, my mind is set into in centimeters, and whenever I see inches, I take out my phone and I'm calculating, because still I cannot think in inches, honestly. So yes, in my case, the width is 31 centimeters and the height of the design is 40 centimeters. Pretty big, I would say, pretty big, but exceptionally beautiful. If to speak about the materials for this design, in a second I'm going to display them and I'm going to tell you what we have here. If I would tell you shortly about the materials which were used in this design, I mean like the threads. First of all, the key requires 20 DMC shades. The only blend which is created between this B52 and the White Whisper, so this one B5200 is used also, I mean like as white color, but there is a blend. Except this, there are no more other blends, so you don't make a blend with these colors. And generally speaking, about the DMC shades, you don't use a lot of them, because these, how they say, skin colors, they come just a little on Santa's face and on his hands. Then the brownish which come here, they are for his slippers and the legs of the armchair and the legs of this little chair he has. What else? The bluish tones, they are used for his shirt sleeve. And the most used colors, these are these four tones of red and dark red. They come for the ribbon, the whole ribbon here. They come for his like trousers, the stripes in his socks, his hat, then the decorations in the tree. So yes, you write the for the backstitch here. So it's even said that the 814 you need an extra skein. I didn't use, I have one, but I didn't use the extra skein I had. Then as I said, the Whisper was used only for the combination, for the blend, and that's it. So there is still a lot of leftover, but I still have designs which require Whisper, and I'm going to use this one until I'm going to finish it. Then I'm going to buy a new one. Yes, the needle paints threads. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you how much I used out of each skein, because I said a few times, I think, that I had a lot which was bought on eBay some years ago, and that lot contained the skeins which were new, and skeins, I mean, weren't started, and skeins which were started, but it was taken a little from them. I decided to finish those ones, and when I finished, to go to the ones which I purchased. So in such a way, I finished, for example, 2103. Where is it? This one. So I finished the old one which was there, and I just put the new one here. So what else? 2106, this one I finished, which I had, but in the key it says that this one you need 2. So I used everything I had, and I started this one and used just a little from this one, but I have one more because yes, I bought 2. I found 2 and I bought 2 for this design. Generally speaking, I don't think that you need the 2106, because these skeins come in 10 meters, not 8 meters as DMC and the other threads. The other meaning like DMC anchor, standard ones, classical ones. So if you stitch nicely and accurately, actually one can be enough. And the purple ones, they were used just for the armchair, and I said for this little chair, and that's it. So unfortunately I cannot tell you how many meters, but I can tell you for sure that what is indicated in the chart is enough. So if they didn't write 2, for sure you don't need 2. You won't go more than 1 for sure. If we speak about the metallic threads, so here PB01, it was told in the key to have 3 cards like this, and I purchased 3 cards, but look what's the thing. So out of those 3 cards I finished 1 totally. The second one, this is the leftover. Okay, I wouldn't say it's more than a half, but still there is a leftover. And the third one I haven't even started, so for sure you don't need the third one. For PB03, it was said to have 2. I had 2, one was new, but the other one was started. I decided to finish that one which was started. It was a little bit taken from it wasn't a lot. So I finished that one, and from the second one, look how much I have left. So if you have 2 new full ones, for sure it's enough, but the key also says 2, doesn't say more. Then the chronic threads. Chronic threads, this one, 3203. This one is needed, as I said, only in his carpet. You don't need a lot, so this is the leftover. Pretty good, I would say. Then this one, 326, also, this is 8 braid, yes. Also, it was said to have 1, this is the leftover. The color 307, it was said to have 2. I purchased 2, as they said, and this is what I have as a leftover from the first one. And I didn't stitch economically with this one because I knew I had the second, so whenever I had to make like the distance between one decoration and the other, I went like underneath the cross stitches, I mean like on the other part, on the back part, and I went here, so I didn't like all the time like cut the thread and fix it for a new decoration, and still I have a leftover. So it depends how you stitch, but I tend to think that 307 also it's enough to have 1. If we speak about the beads, it requires the 02063. This one was new because I didn't have them in my stash, and 02011 I had them in my stash. You don't need a lot of these ones. Generally speaking, the most interesting thing is that you need more red than the golden ones, but nevertheless, if you have like leftovers, I think like if you have don't remember exactly how many, but if you have 100 like this and 100 like this, for sure it's enough for you, even less I think. So this is about the materials which were used and how much it was enough. Maybe for somebody it's going to be useful information in case you decide to stitch this design. Many of you maybe will think that I stitched it quickly, take into account that it's quite a big design, but I wouldn't say that it's like this. To give you a little statistics, I can tell you that the design has 20,000, almost 20,800 stitches. It's like 20,769, something like this. And I stitched this one in 24 stitching days. So every day, because I didn't stitch anything else except this one. I just, when I was already like ending the work, I decided not to start anything, just for my curiosity to see how I'm going to stitch this one. So I stitched it in 24 stitching days. The day I stitched the less, this is 216 stitches, and the day I stitched the most is 1696 stitches, almost 1700. But this doesn't mean that I stitch 1700 every day. It was just a very, very good day, I would say. So if you would divide the total number of stitches to my stitching days, you would see that I stitched even less than 1000 stitches per day, which is okay if you have time for stitching, and I had time for stitching. So yeah, it's possible to stitch this one even in 3 weeks if you have, I mean, if you have enough time to stitch and you want to stitch it like quickly before Christmas. Honestly, you can do it. It's a very, very beautiful design. This design was in my plans for last Christmas, because I mean, like not Christmas of 22-23, but Christmas of 21-22 years. The thing is that in 2021 I managed to get all the materials for this one, and I said, okay, Christmas comes, I'm going to stitch it. I had other plans in stitching, so I didn't do it, but nevertheless I'm glad that I didn't leave it to lay in my stash for many other years. I just wanted to stitch this one, took it and stitched it. Of course, I'm going to try to film it like closer so that you would see the details, the beads which I attached, the back stitch. And yes, if you, and by the way, this design is not difficult to stitch. I was sure that this one is going to be tough. No, it's not tough. I don't know why I think so, but I think it's not tough. So in case you want to stitch this one, I kindly recommend you to stitch this one, because it's an exceptionally beautiful design. What you see here, actually, it's a design which I stitched last year. I think it was in January. I'm not sure, but I know it was in winter. So why do I have it here in front of me? I have it here because I'm thinking about finishing it. The thing is that at the end of, in December 2022, when I was getting ready for the video with the FO parades of 2022, I was looking, because this kind of works I used to put in a big IKEA box. I think that one is a laundry box, so it's not high. It's perfect for this kind of stitches. And I was like looking out for the stitches which were made in 2022, you know, and I was going through all of them, and I realized that actually there are designs, stitch designs, which I want to finish them by myself. Some of them I intended to finish, but I didn't do it at the time when I finished stitching them. Some of them, the idea of how to finish them came in time after being stitched. That's why I got myself a challenge for this year. I decided that what if every month I'm going to take a design from that box and I'm going to finish it. Okay, this will go hand in hand with the designs which I'm going to stitch like day by day. Meaning, like, for example, if I'm going to stitch a biscornu and I would need to finish that one, of course I'm going to finish that one. But every month to take at least one extra design from the already stitched earlier stitched ones and finish it. And take into account that it's still winter, I decided to take this winter design, winter jazz, winter song. Don't remember how the design is called, but I remember that I wanted it a lot, this one. So I took it out and tried to find, like, first of all, I thought about finishing it as a bell pull. Yes, not very original, but as a bell pull. I was thinking about how to finish this one, and bought the fabric for the backside, this kind of fabric. First, I was thinking about something white, but then I said it's going to be boring. That's why I found this one. Then, thinking about the cord I use on the edges, wanted also a nice blue color, ordered even, and had at home one, but no, none of the colors go in these tones of blue. That's why I decided to go with the classical white one. This is a 2mm cord. Purchased one. I cannot do them so nicely by myself. That's why I'm buying these ones. And the bell pull. I had in stash already. So I had this one. This is from Permin. I don't know if you can see. So it's okay. As a size, it's metallic gray. As a color, I would say it goes, because metallic gray, this is a cold color. So I would say it's okay. It would fit here. And I also have this one. This is from Rico Designs, I think. It was super cheap. I found it in a shop. It was super cheap. It's with snowflake, and it's perfect for winter. It's not so wide here as this one. This one is a bit bigger. But what I don't like about this one is that it's black, you know. And I bought some white spray paint, I think, so that I wouldn't paint it with a brush, so I just will spray it. I don't know if I'm going to ruin this one or make it like nicer. I'm going to try, because this is it. And yeah, I will let you know how this one will go in the end. And I was thinking about, you know, like this part to finish it as a corner, because this one is not too long, and I thought that if it's going to be in an angle here, it's going to be okay. And of course I would like how they say, a tassel. Ordered one, also white, because I have some blue at home, but again, blue, the right shade of blue to go with these shades of blue, I cannot find. That's why I ordered a classical white one, taking into account that this one, it comes in white. It should have arrived today, but the postman already was here and already made the deliveries on our street, and I didn't get it. So I suppose it's going to be tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. I'll see. So these are the plans. In case I'm going to succeed, of course, you will see what the result is. And here is what I have. I finished this bell pull, this stitched design into a bell pull or a banner. By the way, tell me if I understood correctly. I understood that as far as the design has here something which is hanging, either it's the tassel, or you know, there are like bell pulls which have a metal tassel. I understood that those are called bell pulls. In case here it comes like this, so nothing is hanging, or it's hanging the same type of hanger, they are called banners. Because there are banners and there are bell pulls. Is this the same? Are they different? Which is the difference between them? If you know the answer, I would be very grateful if you would write in the comments, so that I would use correctly the word. So didn't do anything of what I thought that I would do. Okay, first of all, I painted I painted this one in white. It looks nice in white. The tassel, the white tassel, I was waiting for to finish it. Like here, it didn't come, so I have to contact the eBay and to ask what happened, and okay, well, this is another thing to solve. And I don't have any cord here. Okay, the thing is that when I colored this one, painted this one, I put it here. I used the white thing here. I used the white tassel, and I thought that everything is going to be too white around this design. Didn't like this one, this fact, and decided to do otherwise. So I did it on this one, the metal gray one. Didn't use the cord because I thought it's going to be too much. Yes, it's not perfect. I know. I cannot. I said that I'm doing it by hand. I'm trying. I'm improving myself, but nevertheless, I cannot do it very, very well. I think in time I'm going to be better and better until I'm going to be the best. Okay, and here, on the on this side, the fact that the design comes like this, you see, it didn't give me, how they say, I didn't feel comfortable to make an angle here. And also the design here finishes, you see, like these stitches, they resemble lace. And I thought, why not using some lace here and give it like a continuation? Looked through what I had, so honestly I didn't buy anything extra because it was a last minute idea, and I had like a very great inspiration. Didn't want to lose that inspiration and wait 2 or 3 more days to order something. I found in my stash such lace, not perfect, but nevertheless I decided to use it. And here it how it looks like. The other side looks like this. Acceptable, I would say. Not perfect, but acceptable. So I like this how do I say, how it looks like. And one more thing, if I would have made it here with white cord, the design should have been just like this, I wouldn't have had, here I have 1 centimeter and 1 and 2. 1 centimeter, okay, let's say, like 1 here, 1 here. More or less I have a little bit of space, but in that case it would have been like, like till the edges, because this one is narrower, if I said correctly the word. So yes, this is my finishing. I like it. If I wouldn't have liked it, I wouldn't have finished it like this. I know it's not what I said in the very beginning, and yes, I have this one as a spare one, and I'm sure that I'll have like more designs to use this one, and this is not the last, this type of samplers which I'm stitching from Just Nan and from other designers, so I'll find what to do with it. But I saw it being finished like this, and I finished it like this. And by the way, I brought here the Winter Homburg, which, like, if you compare the colors, they look very, very much alike. Very, very nice. And yes, I would say that the first step of finishing one design from my stash, stitched stash, if it's correct to say, per month, it's done. So let's see how February is going to go on. And by the way, I wanted to show you a little purchase, but this is not cross stitch. This will help me with finishing cross stitch. Now that I started finishing more and more things, I feel that I don't have enough instruments, that I don't have the instruments which I need. That's why when I was looking on eBay, honestly, I was looking for this fray check liquid, which so far is my favorite. And last time I found it with quite a high price, and I just gave up buying it. I decided that after several months, it's time to look again. I was looking for this one, but eBay, because it was eBay, when looking in searches, just popped up such a box, This box, I saw like there were the components of the box. It was £18.50. I taking into consideration that it has scissor here, a Prim scissor, I consider that the price is quite good. So but I thought it's true, why is it so cheap? Because if you would take the components from inside and you would calculate the price, they cost individually, they cost more than £18.50. And I looked on eBay to see if there are more boxes like this. There were more boxes like this, and they were like 40, 36, 40 and something pounds. And I realized that this was a very good opportunity to buy something for a cheaper price. This is the, like the paper which was here. And look, actually this one was £40, £49.99. So it seems that the shop was selling this one. It was having a sale. So this is what it has inside. And actually I am super happy because I love very much the quality of Prim tools. And this one is from Prim Love series. Prim Love is the one which has this color and has white dots. From Prim Love I have 3 items so far. So I have this one. How is it? Measuring tape. Yes, the measuring tape. This is in centimeters, and I'm using centimeters, as I said. I'm using it constantly. It's my favorite one, my working one, and it's in these colors. Then I have a needle, I don't know how to call it. So it's for needles. I have 6, I think, of this. I have all the colors which Prim had, and I'm using them actively. But in time they just get out of, I had a dark blue one, that one became so sticky and dirty here, and everything was sticking here. You cannot do anything, so even if you are like wiping it with alcohol, with, I don't know, something else, no, it doesn't. Alcohol meaning alcohol, it's called. So no, it doesn't go out, so I had to throw it away. And I will also have a Ripper, it's called, how it's called, this one. This one I have, but I couldn't find it. It's somewhere in a box, couldn't find it, but for sure I have one more. This one was here in the box. I love this color of Prim Love series. And when I saw what's inside, I decided to buy it. And wanted to show you what's inside in case you will see this box for the thing is that I opened it before finishing this one, and I even used it here. So here is a set of needles. They are not stitching needles, they are sewing needles, and I'm using such needles for finishing this type of works, all my finishings. The fact is that I have one like this, it's fuchsia, and when I purchased the fuchsia one, this one had inside such a set of needles, you see, and those needles I'm using. Now I have one more set. I'll just take it out and put it in this one probably. You see? No, these are stitching ones, but they are big. This is 22, I think, and okay. Then I have Reaper. How correctly it's called, this one? These are my favorites because first time when I purchased such a thing, I purchased also from Prim, but I purchased this one. This one, it's too big. This one is very uncomfortable to use. I am very rarely using this one. That's why when the Love series appeared, I purchased this one. And honestly, I was thinking about buying a second one so that I would have like 2. And when this one was in this box, I was very happy. Then there are such things. By the way, do they say how they are called? No, there are numbers here. They say that there are 12 of these ones, but they don't tell what they are. Just looked here. I don't know how they are called, but they were very useful. I used them. This one goes out. And there is also such a ruler. It's not paper, it's a very thin plastic, by the way. This one was like here. Tomato pincushion, a tiny one. I have a bigger one, by the way. A scissor. It's not the biggest scissor as far as I understood which Prim has, but it's a very good one for me, at least. A marking pencil, white one, and such a magnet pin cushion with pins. I have already, I have more such pins. I have a pack which I bought a couple of years ago with pins which come with different, colors like this. They are very good quality, and I am using them for just 9 designs which ask, for these pins which come with bead on the end. They're perfect for those designs. So yeah, I think it's a good business. It's a good thing that I found them. I found this box with these things. Of course, in time I'll buy more things for finishing. Maybe I'll have a sewing machine as well. But so far, I'm glad that I found it and I have it, and it helped me quite a lot in finishing this design. So yeah, I did it. And I haven't finished, I finished the design, but if you remember before winter holidays, I said that I made a thing here. Actually, according to the key, the petite beads which I used here in the snow, they are 4161. The thing is, while attaching them, I just surprisingly noticed that I was off, so they finished. Didn't have anything in stash at home. I ordered them, but being the time before Christmas, you know how crazy the shipping and the postage is. That's why they sent it very, very lately to remake, because when I finished it and the day I was doing it, I decided that what if I'm going to take, so that I don't have the ones which are recommended by the key, and I said, what if I'm going to take 42010? They're coming also like kind of wintry beads, and attach them here. I was like stitching under the lamp, watching a film, very caught by the film, and like in that light it was okay. But when I finished and when I got to the window, okay, it wasn't sunlight, but still it was daylight, like, and I said, oh my god, what I have done. It's not bad. It's not bad. But if everything it was like this, it would have been okay. But I have half, even more than half, it's made with the beads which are recommended by the key, and the bead here is made with these beads. And generally speaking, if to compare these ones with these ones are okay. They don't look bad here, but these ones are much, much better, which are recommended by the key. That's why I'm going to take out the ones which I don't like. I mean, like 42010, and I'm going to add the ones which I already ordered. And by the way, they came pretty late, and it was like just before Christmas, and I said, no, I'm not going to do it. So just now I have the time and the quietness to do it. It's not going to be, I hope, it's not going to be so bad, because these ones I attached with one thread, so I won't touch the other beads, you see. So I think it's going to be okay. And also, you know what I'm going to remake? The treasures which are attached here, according to the key, they recommend to attach with the color of floss which they think it's okay for this treasure. For example, for the moon it's white or ecru, I don't remember. For the bird it's red, and for the bunny it's a light brown. The thing is that the moon, just the moon, I don't like this white floss. I don't know if you see it, but I don't like how it looks. I see it and I don't like it. For the bird, it's okay. The red one, I'm going to leave it like this, and for the bunny as well, I like it. So because as long as I don't see it, I like it. But when I notice that it looks so like that's why I decided that I'm going to reattach the moon with YLI thread, the invisible one. Don't like at all to work with that thread, but it's precious when you have such moments. So I'm going to remake this one, and of course I'm going to show you the final, how they say, the final real finish of these designs by Debbie Mom, the seasons, because unless I'm not remaking this one, I don't consider that this design is really finished. So I'll be back with the design remade. And I finally remade the Mill Hill Debbie Mom winter design. So I attached here the Mill Hill beads according to the key. I said that I wasn't happy with the ones which I changed, and I remade the attachment of the moon. I attached to it with YLI thread, and I like it much better. So yes, I considered them as a, how do I say, finished designs of 2022. It's just I wasn't happy with this thing, and I said that I'm going to redo it as soon as possible so that I wouldn't like forget about this. So yes, I finished, and just because they were all together, I didn't just here with you to show them. So this is autumn, which I also like it, even if it looks maybe sad and depressing. This is my favorite, by the way, the sad and depressing autumn is my favorite one. Yeah, maybe because I am a November girl. It doesn't depress me. The most interesting thing is that it doesn't depress me. I like very much that you can stay a lot inside and watch the rain, if you don't have to get, of course, outside and go somewhere. Drink something hot, hot tea, hot coffee, hot cocoa. I don't know. It doesn't depress me. This kind of weather, it just doesn't depress me. I take it as a quietness, as how they say, time to be more not thoughtful, to think more, to meditate more. Then summer, which already comes on this exceptionally beautiful blue Jobeline. This is summer. I showed you this once. Every time I finished them, then I showed you when the last year finished, and I'm showing them now. And spring. The thing is that I thought about finishing, about framing them by myself, looked for a frame because I want to look for something which comes like directly here, not to leave any space here, you know. And the thing is that, how do I say, typical classical sizes of frames I didn't see. That's why I will have to order a custom-made one with these parameters. And I will like just put myself into that frame. Because I intend to have one frame and change them by seasons. So they would be like on a cardboard and change them. I'll see how it works, but I think that the thing that I stitched them already, it's a nice, good thing. This year, by the way, if we speak about the seasonal designs, I don't have big designs so far because I have the trays by Shepherd's Bush, which I have 2 more to stitch. Then I have the mini biscornus by Just Nan, which are also small, and I also have, I think, 2 to stitch. So yeah, I'll think about taking something bigger or no. I'll see. You know, I don't make plans in stitching because my plans are very short term ahead. For example, I know I'm just taking 2-3 projects. I'm like getting ready for them, meaning like taking the DMC threads and so on and so forth, in case I didn't buy the specialty threads. And I'm just putting them, each of the project, in a separate box and start them. Finish it and think, or while stitching that one, getting almost finished, if it's a small design, I'm already thinking what to stitch next. This is how it works with me. Of course, about the big designs, I like to think like in advance, because you have to stitch more, and usually the big designs, with the big designs, I am more thoughtful, I would say. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to show you in today's video. I hope you liked the video, I hope it was interesting for you, and see you in my next videos. Until then, bye bye!